Yo, what is going on, people? I like how my hair is finally growing back. It's gonna take a few months, but by the time the summertime comes, it'll be in its natural form where I like it. But and if you know the people with OCD, we wear the same hairstyle no matter how old we get. We always rock the same hairstyle. That's a little fun fact for you. But anyway, right now, if you didn't know, I am in Flagler County, Florida, but I'm in Flagler County. Flagler County. This is just Flagler County. I don't know if you I don't know the name of it, but it's just called Flagler County. No, my fault. Palm Coast. There you go. Palm Coast, Florida. Now this is where I discovered the Brandon Depa video where he attacked his teacher, the teacher's aide. And in a few days, or a little more than 5 days from now, he's going to be sentenced. He's going to learn what his punishment is. And it can be up to 30 years in jail. Now, if you don't know the whole story, at the time, Brendan was 17. He went to a high school that was 14 miles away where I'm at right now. And he had like an episode because he has a lot of disabilities. So it's like, I don't know what triggered him. I don't know if it was the autism. I don't know if it was the I don't really look up medical information because it triggers me myself with seizures, but he has something called explosive disorder where you have like fits of rage. It starts with like a I or something, but he just had an episode, and the episode landed him in jail. He's been in jail for without bail for almost a little over a year. Well, almost a year. It was February when the video surfaced. And let me tell you something. I signed a petition. There was a petition to help lessen his sentence. It was about 375 out of 500 signatures. But let me tell you about petitions. They will look at a petition. A judge will look at it and wipe his ass with it, or use it as like, rap for his leftovers, or it'll be scrap paper, or it'll just sit in the window and collect dust. Petitions are like, they're like a petition is, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but you need celebrities sometimes to get enough influence over judges and prosecutors. You need celebrities to, like, if a celebrity were to talk about this case, like Kim Kardashian, she's always getting black dudes out of jail, or if somebody like, I don't know, I can't name nobody but Kim Kardashian. But do I think he should get 30 years in prison? This is my thing. He needs to understand that there are repercussions for the things you do. But I watch a lot of a YouTuber named 1090 Fake. He also is from Florida. He's from Tampa, Florida. Not originally. I'm in North Florida, which is not far from Tampa. And he described to me the harsh realities of Florida's, correctional facilities. And all three of us are in northern Florida. I'm not far. See, I don't know. I don't want to find out. I don't know where the Flagler County jail is, but that's where Brendan is right now. He's not far from where I'm at. And he's going to be going to the same prison that Jake probably went to, because usually Jake was describing how Florida prisons up north, northern Florida is real country. I haven't been to Miami, but I'm only assuming because it's closer to Cuba that, because I looked at the demographics of Miami, it's a large Hispanic population. So you're going to be dealing with more Spanish speaking people than anything. But here, where it's closer to Georgia, you deal with the more countryside of Florida. And they say that I guess he was describing like North Florida's prisons are racist, but South Florida's prisons are real corrupt and dangerous. Like they're horrible. And let me tell you something. If you could bear to hear this. Can you imagine somebody breaking a broomstick and sliding it up in you? Or or doing it so much where you're on a bag where you use the bathroom. You got to use the bathroom with a bag for the rest of your life. Or this one story where, because down south, man, it's disgusting, where people get raped in prison and the guards know about it, but they don't do anything. And this is when things like AIDS and HIV and STD spread. When you come out of prison, you don't know what you have. They'll test you going in, but they won't test you going out. But back to Brendan. Everything I just told you, should he go through that with all his issues? And what bothers me, though, is this isn't the first time he's done this. That's why I feel like he needs to understand, needs to learn from his actions. But I don't know if he will survive 30 years of torture, because prisons don't rehabilitate anybody. They just make people better criminals. And in my eyes, I don't think he's a criminal. I just think he is a very confused, overly medicated young man. Because, like, I understand he was adopted, but when you have parents, another thing is too, he may be going through an identity crisis. Because I looked at Dr. Umar's take on Brendan Depa, and it seems like he is the product of a black kid growing up around white people, and he may not really identify with his black side. I don't know, but maybe he's confused on his race. Maybe he doesn't identify with nobody, because Dr. Umar said he was bullied for being black. They used to throw things at him and break his stuff. And let me tell you something right now. Medication does not work. That stuff does not help anybody. Like, I look at people on those meds, man, they look like zombies. Antidepressants, they don't help anybody. Antipsychotics, they don't help anybody. They make you more sicker than you are. And withdrawal is a motherfucker, man. But he needs to learn from his punishment. But I think he needs to be inside of a facility where he's around people that aren't dangerous. Let me explain this. I don't think he has intentions to hurt people, because he is going to be a target in prison. He's a target. I mean, Nicholas Cruz, with all his problems, he's a target in jail probably right now. And I don't know how people do it. My uncle did 25 straight years in prison. 27 straight years. He just got out 2 years ago almost. But will the judge have mercy on him? I predict him getting 7 years. This is really my prediction. He'll get 7 years. I don't think they'll give him 30. Just like the guy in Michigan, the Ethan Crumbly. He's not going to do a life sentence. All the laws that are amended for life sentences for people under 17, that's going to be done with one day. I'm telling you, he's not going to get life in prison. Now, his parents are probably going to get a full sentence, but he's not going to do his whole bid. He may get out when he's like 40. He may get out in his 40s or early 50s. I'm thinking like 50. Because sometimes when people do crimes when they're kids, people, they're let out. They're let out. Like the guy who shot, when I was watching Black August about George Jackson, one of the escapees in the movie. He got out of prison in 1988, and that was he was involved in a murder. So there's times when you can get out of jail, you know, and you kill somebody. If you're old and not much of a threat to society, that's a factor to think about, you know. But what should the fate of Brendan Depa be? Because I think he should be punished, but not around real criminals. Because yeah, he did this before, but I blame it on his mental illness and the medication they're giving him, because it doesn't work at all. It doesn't help people. It makes you tired. It makes you nauseous. It makes you worse than you actually are. And with that being said, I want justice for this woman, but I don't think he deserves to be in prison amongst real criminals. Because if he had like a criminal record where he was a thief, he was a gangbanger, you know, he robbed people, okay, yeah, put him in prison with them. But he's going to be a target because he has autism. He's not going to survive in prison. And that's all I gotta say about that.